Okay. Straight leg scissors. Yeah.
This is track and field.
As fast as you want.
Track and field.
Yes.
Okay, what was the point?
So straight leg scissor drill. For me, it's a great way to strengthen and stiffen the hamstring. It's a great way to work on isometric stiffness ready for the contact.
Pitämiseen.
It's also a great way to start to understand the dynamics for the athlete. At smaller speeds, where do they land on the ground? How high do they push the hip? How long do they spend on the ground? How far behind the hip does the ankle go? At faster speeds, what happens? Does everything grow together? Does stride rate and stride length grow together? Does hip height grow as well? Does the contact stay beneath the body, or do they start to have to drift out in front? 9 times out of the 10, the issues you see here, the dynamics you see here, you will also see in max velocity sprinting. So it's a great opportunity for me and the athlete to develop a language very early in training. From week 1, we're doing all of these drills. So even if you can't incorporate max velocity sprinting until after GPP, until maybe 8, 10, 12 weeks after training, you can start to work on the key things very early on. Okay, so next time, when you feel like you're moving fast, just turn into running. Yeah?
No niin, ja sitten lähtee sama drilli ja siitä sitten joustavasti normaaliin juoksuun. Hyvin menee. Sama homma Jannelle.
So it's very obvious that Jasmine's choice is turnover and Jan's choice is stride length. So for Yasmin, I'm going to really focus on raising her hip and on opening the stride length. And when I say stride length, I don't mean opening by striding longer. I mean by hitting the ground harder and traveling further in the air. And for Jan, my focus is going to be switching. When he's waiting to push. Say that, waiting. But we've got no time to push. You've got no time to wait to push. You've got no time in the world to feel the ground and then decide to push. There's no time. In fact, if you wait to push, you're using concentric strength. You're using concentric strength that you get from the gym. It's too slow. It's good that he can produce that force. You need to be able to do that in the gym. But now the next step is, can he turn that force into isometric force? Isometric strength, elastic strength. Can he produce the force before he hits the ground? Can he produce the force here? Before, wait, here. Here's where all the work should be happening. So by the time he lands on the ground, he's already off the ground. Jasmine, you heard what I said? You heard what I said about you? Yeah? So, I want the hip to be high. I want you to feel you've got more time to push. Yeah? You've got more time. It's funny because they also do two opposite things. Jasmine's knee never goes past her hip. So her knee, when she hits the ground, it goes to about there, then it gets off the ground. So it's good. That means the knee will come forward really quickly. But it means that maybe she's not applying enough strength. She's not waiting enough time. And here the contradiction, that is my contradiction, is one person is spending too much time and the other person perhaps isn't spending enough time. And enough time on video maybe is just 1 inch.
No niin, lantiota korkeammalle. Kuullaan varmasti kommentit tässä pikapuoliin. No niin, Jannelle selvä ohje. Aktiivisempi nilkan alaslyönti ja siitä No niin, meni uusiksi.
So I think with the same drill, you can edit it depending on the athlete's strengths. Because the coordination needed to move his limbs quicker and to have the stiffness, the whole system stiffness, ready for that contact, that's his limiting factor. Whereas for Jasmine, we know she can move her limbs quickly, but can she produce more force on her ground contact? And that's what I would focus on. I'll spend the next 12 weeks focusing on doing what they normally do, the normal drills, the normal running sessions, but making sure they do it the way I've talked to them about today. Any
He's
questions?
asking about the pre-activation of the ankle area. Is it still important when you hit the ground?
I think the pre-activation is one of the most important things. There's no point. So they talk about whip from the hip. Yeah. So from that top position, the order of firing is hip, knee, ankle, an extension. But if the hip and the knee produce loads of force, but the ankle is soft, you don't get fast. If the hip and knee produce loads of force, but the contact is in front, it's also useless because it's a break. You can't use the whole system stiffness.